Hello, hello, and thrice hello. Good morning, Matt Dyson, Emma Jones, and Glenn Moore.
Morning.
Hello. We're going to get straight into Mug's game again this morning. Feels like the right thing to do on a Friday. The clip you're about to hear is 39 seconds long, and it's taken from Matt Dyson's social ammunition from yesterday morning, where he told tale of a punter who had a bit of a mishap whilst watching Liam Gallagher live.
Aidan Flynn shared a picture. He was there watching Liam live, and there was someone in front of him holding a camera up as if to be filming the gig, as everyone does these days. Unfortunately, the person was in such a state that they had their calculator on. They were holding the phone up with a calculator on, and it said like -541. And I don't know what sort of sums they were adding up. I like to think they were playing Tell Dave the Toaster.
Yeah, just huge fans of the game.
That's what Liam does. He goes out and he goes, "OK, everyone. OK, take the number of goals Man City scored on Friday." Firstly,
I can't believe that impression, Dave.
Yeah, it's not
we should play that to him next time he comes in.
Let's not do that. No, it's not till I hear these things back live with you guys that I realise some of the mistakes that I may have made, and my Liam Gallagher impression is certainly one of them. So, to win a mug, which app did the punter have open instead of their camera one? Which app did they have open instead of their camera? The number is 8 to 12 15. I would like your names and your answers, please. We're giving away that mug next.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show with Wix Trade Pro. Need some essentials for a job? With our click and collect service, you can pick them up from your local store in an hour's time. Wix, let's do it right safely.
6:23 on your Friday morning, where I'd like to start. I don't often do shout-outs here, but a big shout-out to the Calculator family. Because they're tuned in. We got Dan Calculator, Jez Calculator, Tony Calculator, all messaging in saying hello. So hello to you back. Joining us right now on line one, we have Scott Calculator. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Dave. How you doing?
Very good. Calculator's the answer to the question, isn't it? Just realised what I've done there. It's not their last names. Scott, listen, I'm desperate to give away the mug. Just tell us what app was open on this festival goer's phone instead of his camera.
I believe, I don't know, you might I think it might be the calculator.
He's a genius! He's a genius! He's a scientific calculator is what Scott is. Scott, you've won the mug, man. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for tuning into the show.
Brilliant, thanks, man. Take care.
Good man. So, Scott has won himself a Dave Berry Breakfast Show mug. And you know what? You can win one too. But you're going to have to wait until Monday morning.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show podcast. Absolute Radio.
Good morning, you're listening to the Dave Berry Breakfast Show on Absolute Radio, where right now it is time for Matt Dyson and the social ammunition. Matt.
Well, you've not been able to avoid ABBA over the past 24 hours. They did a big announcement.
Try 24 years, mate. I'm a big fan.
Their first new music for 40 years.
Wow.
They've released a couple of new songs. The guys from ABBA, the guys and the girls from ABBA. And we can have a listen to it if you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind ABBA. They're all right, aren't they? I mean, listeners to Absolute Radio 70s will be hearing them on a daily basis, and they've got a lot of big fans in the UK. But their new sound...
It's quite a departure, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here we go. This is the brand new one by ABBA. Give me, a man after midnight.
Bjorn Ulvaeus!
No, not really ABBA fans. No. That isn't the new one by ABBA. The new one by ABBA is, well, it's still a massive departure.
Well,
they've really developed their sound.
Yeah, they've really moved on, haven't they?
No, I think they know what their fans like, which is always a good thing, and they're delivering. So here we go. This is I Still Have Faith in You, the brand new one by ABBA. A little snippet for you. I can hear my Auntie Sue crying from here. Tears of joy.
A lot of people have been crying on socials listening to their comeback song. And I don't have a problem with the comeback song, it's fine, but I do have a slight issue with this sort of tour they're going on. Tour in inverted commas. They're playing some live dates, right? But they're not actually performing on stage.
Like the Gorillas.
Well, yes, very. You can't call it a hologram. They're not calling it holograms. Apparently, they're like 3D images of ABBA, right? And they're called abattoirs.
They started with that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They sound a bit too much like an abattoir. Also be a very nice way of talking about them. But fair enough to them. They're getting on. They don't want to go out and perform on stage every night, and that's fair enough. But they've been working for weeks with George Lucas's visual effects company, Industrial Light and Magic.
It's amazing because Benny's got like a lightsaber in it, hasn't he?
Yeah. And 850 people have been working on this project, and they've only released some details. And they've set up this special stage in East London that's going to be at Olympic Park. They're going to be there on a massive run of gigs. Well, I say gigs because the band aren't going to be there.
No, but there is a live band though
there's a live
muddy the waters
band.
further. Right.
There's a live band, a 10-piece live band on stage with them as they perform 22 of their greatest hits. And tickets are quite cheap, so they start at £21. So you can go and stand and watch.
It's under £1 a hit. I mean, what more do you want, mate?
A virtual reality version of ABBA, and they've worn these movement sensors. So there's pictures of them in the planning stage where the real guys from ABBA had to wear these movement suits.
It looks like Last of the Summer Wine's take on Tron.
Yeah. But it's mad that was like hundreds of people's jobs has been animating them for like the last year. And if anyone said, what have you been up to over lockdown? It's sort of like, I've been animating a Swedish pop group. I guess we all do have lockdown in our own ways, don't we?
Did you learn any new skills? I think I did actually.
So they've done it, and it all looks quite realistic and everything. And they look like they did in the 70s. So you'd get to experience what an ABBA gig was like at the height of their fame.
Just start smoking indoors.
No, you'd have to smoke virtual reality cigarettes. There'd be holograms of cigarettes that you'd be inhaling. It sounds like it's just a 3D film. Like, why couldn't it just be on at the cinema in 3D?
But the fans are excited.
The fans are excited.
Come on, man. Come on.
The fans are excited, and that's the main thing that you'll be talking about later. And I've saved your data.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show with Wix Trade Pro. In the trade, get 10% off everything, including decking, fencing and paving as a Trade Pro member. Always cheaper with Wix Trade Pro.
It's your Friday morning. You're listening to the Dave Berry Breakfast Show on Absolute Radio, where real music matters. As does, of course, a time of reflection, because it has been another weird and wonderful week here on The Breakfast Show. And once again, helping us make sense of it all is actor, stand-up comedian and friend. Live and direct from Boston at her parents' house, it's Erica Rhodes. Hi, Erica.
Hi, Dave. So happy to be back.
Oh, it's great having you on. Everybody loves you. Erica, you're at your parents' house. Now, last time when you handed in the call badge, you said you can't sleep without your blankie. So question number one, have you packed your blankie?
I have to admit, I did not pack it. My mom probably has my old one somewhere, but I'm not going to go dig it out.
Yeah, we believe you, Erica. Listen, I always like to ask comedians this, if you don't mind me prying a little bit into your personal life.
No.
How did your parents react when you said, Mom, Dad, I want to be a comedian? By the way, that was not an impression of you. That was just my generic American... It was
awkward moment.
That was an awkward moment. Mom, Dad, I'm just going to keep going.
Okay.
Mom, Dad, I want to be a comedian.
I want to be a comedian.
It's like, Joan Rivers?
I don't know what it is.
This is like out of a 50s movie.
Why I oughta? So when you told your parents you were going to be an actor and a comedian, how did they react?
Well, my mom is a musician, so she sort of understood, and my dad, he was really funny. So he was actually really excited. He thought it was great, and he always loved hearing about it. And he told me, he's like, I thought you'd be living under a bridge, so this is amazing.
Cheers, Pops.
Oh, nice.
How lovely to be raised in a creative and artistic and funny household, Erica. That's lovely. So listen, as you know, we ask our listeners to hand in the cool badges. We're all walking around with a badge on us that says cool, but every now and again we have to take it off. On Wednesday, we spoke to a listener named Victoria who had named her car Muffin and said to her car Muffin, good girl, when she passed her MOT.
That's so cute, actually.
You like that? Have you got a car, Erica? Has it got a name?
Well, actually, my car is named Daisy.
Give me the badge.
I have named her Daisy.
So I've got to ask you this, Erica. It's becoming a bit of a, well, we're blighted with it. You can't move for seeing them. But here in the UK, people are starting to attach eyelashes, fake eyelashes, to the headlights of their car to make them look like the headlights are... That's the appropriate reaction. That make it look like the headlights are eyes. Would you ever go so far as to do that?
Actually, I think Daisy might like that.
Yeah, right.
She's a little bit vain. I mean, she has some scratches now, and so maybe that would compensate, for the scratches.
Right, okay. Oh, bless her. So I can't believe I'm getting involved with this. I'm now saying, oh, bless her, to a car named Daisy.
What sort of car is Daisy? What sort of automobile you're driving?
She's a Toyota. She's
Toyota.
Toyota.
Daisy the Toyota. So are you handing in the cool badge this week, Erica?
Yes, I have one. I realize that it might be an obvious one, but basically I was sort of flirting with a guy again. I feel like my last one had to do with a guy. But then I was dumb enough to tell him that I had a dream about him, which I think you're never supposed to tell anyone you dream about them. Like, even if it's not romantic, like, you just don't want them to know you're thinking about them when you're not, when you don't mean to be.
Oh wow.
Yeah, oversharing,
So
perhaps.
but not only that, but I said that he was a player in the dream, and that I said in the dream that we should just be friends.
Wow. I like you so much that I friend zoned you in my dreams.
I friend-zoned him in the dream, and then he's like, I would never do that. And I was like, never do what? Like, be a player or or some other part? And he still hasn't answered it.
Oh, Erica, no. Oh, wow. Give me the badge.
That as he is one. I think that means he is a player, you know?
Well, yeah. Do you know what? If it makes you feel better, let's go with that. Let's put all of the fault firmly on him.
Thanks, Steve.
Listen, Erica, have you got the time to stick around? I'm aware it's like 1 o'clock in the morning where you are, but we have so much to talk about.
I have nowhere to be. I'd love to.
That's how I like my guests. Desperate, with nothing else to do. Okay, there's more from Erica Rhodes coming next.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show Podcast. Absolute Radio.
It's your Friday morning. You're listening to the Dave Berry Breakfast Show, where I'm so pleased to say comedian, actor and friend Erica Rhodes is live and direct from her parents' house in Boston. So, Erica, Matt was off last week. Part of his week off, he went camping with his family. And they ended up staying next to the kind of semi-permanent neighbours from hell. They essentially rocked up with their living room, but with tent pegs. It had Sky Television, a big TV aerial. They drunkenly sang karaoke until 1 o'clock in the morning. I want to know, Erica, have you had any camping nightmares? Have you ever camped? Have you been to Coachella? That's the big festival, of course.
Well, I've never been to Coachella, but I'll tell you a quick story, which is I met a guy once. Again, this is about a guy, but I met a guy at this it was a music comedy festival, and I was performing there, and he gave me part of his coconut water when I was really thirsty. And I was like, wow, he knows me because I love coconut water. And he looked really cool. Like, he looked kind of like rock and roll. And I ended up spending the whole time hanging out with him for hours and hours. And then he looked me up like a couple days later, and we started dating, and he came and stayed with me, and then he wouldn't leave. And I started and then he was just gonna, he was really sweet, and I had to get a friend to ask him to leave because he wouldn't leave.
Wow, the trials and tribulations of Erica Rhodes' love life. This is unbelievable. How it started with a sip of someone else's coconut water, and we end up with that.
It really escalated, didn't it?
Always starts with coconut water.
Okay, and finally, Erica, well, listen, it's been the big thing on the show this week. Some time ago, or 5 years ago, I was 66-1 with a well-known bookies to replace Daniel Craig as the next James Bond. Matt Dyson here has been... Yeah, I know. Everyone's as surprised as you are. Matt Dyson has been putting me through my paces. Later on this morning, in fact, I'm going to be doing a real-life lie detector test to see if I can handle it under pressure. Do you think I would be any good as the next James Bond, Erica?
I would totally bet on you as James Bond. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Erica.
Yes.
That's all the encouragement 100%. I needed.
Yeah, I totally see it. I've seen you in a suit. That's all I need to know.
Erica, this is just as creepy as telling the guy you dreamed about him, right? Stop Google imaging me, Erica.
You lost another cool bag.
Erica, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. You can check out Erica's comedy special, La Vie en Rhodes, on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Google Play and YouTube. Follow her brilliant Instagram account. It's at Erica Rhodes. Erica, we'll speak to you in a couple of weeks. Love to the family.
Oh, thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Bye, Erica. Take care.
Bye, you guys. You
Cheers.
too.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show with Wix.
Stay on trend with the popular Wix Araton Light Grey Laminate Flooring. Was £12 per metre squared, now only £10 per metre squared.
7:37 on your Friday morning. You're listening to the Dave Berry Breakfast Show on Absolute Radio. We are just one set of talkie bits with 9 different playlists. And you know what? From 9 a.m, we don't repeat any of the songs on any of our playlists right through to 5 p.m. It is called the No Repeat Guarantee. Now, it's also your Thug Life Friday, an opportunity to tell us the little ways in which you stick it to the man. How do you let your rebellious streak shine through? Where my thugs at? 8, 12, 15. Now, I've spoken about this before on the show, but it was some time ago. So for all you newcomers, I have got no problems with buying what can only be described as some cheap tat and then putting it in a posh carrier bag from a previous purchase and gifting it to someone. Is that from Selfridges? Yeah, sure it is.
Nice.
Matt Dyson, what about you?
Well, out picking blackberries with the kids, I'm not putting all of them into the Tupperware container. If I'm picking, I'm eating as I go. One for the container, one for me. Basically, just call me the hedgerow hustler. putting the G in foraging.
It's not safe.
Putting the
Fine, they don't need cleaning.
Hey, it's Thug Life. We can't have the words "it's not safe" in Thug Life, Emma Jones.
Not hygienic.
Gangster, yes, I grant you it is that, but it's not hygienic though, is it? Emma Jones, come on, give us your Thug Life.
Sometimes I use the milk here in the work kitchen, and I don't know whose it is.
Oh,
And I don't
it's
care.
mine.
Oh, sorry, Glenn.
Glenn Moore.
I only ever use the big flush, even for wheeze. There we go.
It's literally off the chain. It's over to you guys. 8 to 12, 15. Those little ways in which you stick it to the man. We'll do some more after this.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show podcast.
Absolute Radio.
You're not going to believe this. This is a game changer for Thug Life.
Okay.
This is coming from Maria. Dave, I break off broccoli florets and remove the cauliflower leaves in supermarkets and then weigh them myself. So I only pay for what I'm actually going to use.
Nice.
No way.
Zero waste.
I can't believe it.
It's a great idea.
Tom takes medication with no water.
Oh, it just swallows it dry. Oh.
My dad does that. I hate watching it. I hate it. Johnny sometimes goes over the max water line when making a pot noodle. Wow, thugs. That's where you're at. Keep them coming. 8 to 12, 15. We'll do some more next.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show with Wix.
Refresh for less with on-trend Metro white tiles. Were £12 per metre squared, now only £9 per metre squared.
The time is 7:50 on your Friday morning, your Thug Life Friday. An opportunity for you to tell the world how you stick it to the man. Let your rebellious streak shine through. And on line one right now is Matt. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, Dave. Morning, team.
Morning.
Welcome along to the show. Tell everybody about your Thug Life. What are you getting up to?
Well, so when the boss asked me to do the coffee run ever so often, I go along to Costa Coffee and I use his credit card to buy the coffee, but I get the points on my personal account.
Matt!
Thugging it up. Yes.
Bad to the bone! Thanks very much indeed, Matt. Nice having you on the show. Keep up the thuggish work. Dave, I left a load of cardboard next to the recycling bin this week. You heard next to it.
Oh.
Not in it, next to it. And they took it.
Whoa.
Andrew concludes with, boom!
Understanding bin man.
Chris in Sunderland says, I use a bowl for a cup of soup. Pedro says, I eat cheese before bed because nightmares, they don't bother me. Now, this next text contains one of the greatest phrases I think I've ever heard in my time on radio. It comes from Matty. He says, seeing the exit only sign and walking in with swag mode enabled. Thug life only. Lots of love from Matty.
Hashtag thug life.
Hashtag swag mode enabled.
Yes, love it.
Keep him coming, 812. 15.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show Podcast. Absolute Radio.
Good morning, you're listening to the Dave Berry Breakfast Show on Absolute Radio, where real music matters. Now, if you've been listening all this week, you'll know that up next, I'm going to attempt to beat a real-life lie detector. We got rid of the children's toy from China. If you lie, you will be punished, etc. That was written on the box. Matt has managed, as he said he would be able to get his hands on a military-grade polygraph. I'm going to be wearing nipple clamps.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the polygraph, just a personal choice. It is Friday.
Yeah,
I
why
spend my
not?
weekends how I choose.
Treat yourself.
So I'm going to slip out because Matt's got to prepare the studio, his sinister words, not my own. Then I'm going to be hooked up to the nines. You guys out there have supplied all of the questions that I will face, and I have not seen them or heard them. I'm going to find out for the first time what they are.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show Podcast.
Absolute Radio.
It's your Friday morning. You're listening to the Dave Berry Breakfast Show on Absolute Radio, where it's very tense in here right now. In full transparency, I thought this was going to be a little bit of fun. Matt has turned all the lights off in the studio and he's invited a very beautiful blonde man in who now has a camera shoved in my face. It's very distracting. You're armed with all of the questions from the listeners. Can I hold my nerve is the question. You've not allowed me to take on any liquids for an hour and a half. Desperate for a drink, but that's fine. Shall we begin?
Yes. Mr. Berry, you are here today to undertake a lie detector test. You are currently strapped to a polygraph recording several physiological indicators such as blood pressure, pulse, respiration and skin conductivity. Do you agree to take the test today?
I agree.
I'll begin by asking you a few calibrating questions. Can you please confirm your full name?
David Roberto Carlos Belwar III. It's just a joke. No one's got a sense of humour in it. David Berry.
Seems to be working. Place of residence?
London.
Yes, good. Job title, please.
National Treasure.
Yes. Again?
Near institution of British television and radio. Breakfast show host.
There we go. Good. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Berry, let's begin. Please place your hand on the device. Yes or no answers only, please. The first question is, do you like your boss?
We're starting there. That's
the question. Do you like your boss?
Yes, I like my boss. There's a hierarchy of management types at Bauer Media.
Okay. Which one do you hate the most?
No.
Okay, sorry.
You said yes or no.
To start, sorry.
Wow, what on earth was that all about?
Okay, next. Do you like the song Word Up by Gun?
Yes.
Oh. It took a while to kick in that time.
What's not to love?
Okay.
W-O-R-D, up. Yes, I do.
Yes. Next question. Dave, have you ever slept with a work colleague?
You mean someone at work? In the place of work?
Not at work, at a work colleague.
No.
Do you care to elaborate, or...?
Well, you said we should never speak about it.
Dave, if you were to carry out some DIY at home, would you really shop at Wickes?
I thought this was a joke question and we weren't going to include it in the final.
It's made the cut.
I would only do any DIYing at Wickes. In fact, may I elaborate slightly on that, yes or no? About a month ago, Sarah Jane needed to get some DIY type stuff last minute, and the closest place to our home is not a Wickes.
Oh dear.
And I needed to accompany her there, and I refused to get out of the car.
Wow.
That's how committed I am to the big W.
And it appears to be true. Time now for your final question, Mr. Berry, sent in by approximately 8,274 listeners. Dave, are you really 27 years old?
Yes.
Put it to bed at last. Great.
All right. I'm pulling this thing off my nipples. I've had enough.
I think it's broken.
This wasn't fun.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show Podcast. Absolute Radio.
It's 8:50 on your Friday morning. We are but 10 minutes away from the launch of the No Repeat Guarantee, where you will not hear the same song twice right through until 5 p.m. And then we go through the weekend and we arrive back on Monday morning. And with us comes your chance to win £10,000 to spend at Wickes. My goodness. You see, Wickes know that a lot of our home improvements have fallen by the wayside in the last year or so for obvious reasons, and they want to give you a chance to put that right. So head online to absoluteradio.co.uk right now and tell us who you think deserves to win and why. You can even nominate yourself, and next week we will be giving away 10 grand to spend at Wickes, all thanks to Wickes. And talking of Wickes, have I said Wickes enough yet, Matt?
No, I'm not sure
I hope you've been keeping a tally.
Yeah, it's about 10 in the past minute.
We've got a chance for you to win a Wickes gift card worth £250. That's coming next on the show. If you'd like to play one of our games, and let me bait you in, this one involves Matt reading a poem aloud. Yeah, you want a piece of that in your life, don't you? Call us right now, 0330 123 1215. That's 0330 123 1215.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show Podcast. Absolute Radio.
Good morning. You're listening to the Dave Berry Breakfast Show on Absolute Radio, where, as we all know, real music matters. But so do our friends with DIY Benefits Wickes. They don't want you to miss out on their new range of paint colours because, let me tell you, they've got things like fawn green, hazel and ostrich egg blue. They've got all the colours for you. Oh, that rhymes. And to make it easy, they've expanded their range of paintbrushes and rollers so you can shop the whole project in one place.
Oh, easy.
It's just lovely, isn't it? Now, to celebrate this fact, as we do on a Friday, we're giving you a chance to win a Wickes gift card worth £250 as we play Painting with Words. Matt, I've alluded to what's going to happen here, but would you like to set it up for any newcomers?
Well, Dave, I've written a poem about a good friends with DIY Benefits Wickes. I do this all the time, but finally I can air one of them about their extensive range of paint colours. If you listen to the poem very carefully, then you can pick out and remember the name of just 3 of their colours. You can win yourself that £250 gift card.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. And on line 1, we have Dom. Good morning, Dom.
Morning, Dave. All right.
Very good, my friend. Lovely having you on the show. So Matt's about to deliver a poem. Just listen very carefully and see if you can pick out 3 colours of Wickes paint. Are you ready, Dom?
Yeah, let's have it.
Here we go. That's the spirit.
Surely everyone knows my Uncle Mo, whose face was the colour of Wick's dusty rose. See, Mo was irate as he'd made a mistake and wrongly picked up 4 whole tins of Wick's slate. Oh, the dismay! Wick's slate is grey, not green like he'd planned. Should he throw it away? What a buffoon! Imagine a room painted grey instead of Wick's mint macaroon. Grey is not green, what a fool I have been. Only Wick's Ocean Drive would have been more obscene. So Mo returned to Wick's with intention to fix his decorating dilemma and get the right mix. But as he entered the shop with intention to swap, his bad luck continued as he dropped the whole lot. But wait, there's still more. As the tins hit the floor, they bowled the customers over. Oh, what a guffaw. A man tripped in the bustle, spilling Wick's soft truffle. All around, customers fell with quite a kerfuffle. The situation declined. Mo should have shopped online, as paint spilled to fill a space the size of Liechtenstein. Sort of running out of rhymes by this point. Imagine the view. What was Mo to do? The whole floor was covered in Wick's ostrich egg blue, and Wick's lion's mane, and Wick's emerald glade. Mo's renegade tins had caused quite the tirade. Mo tried as he might to make it all right, but quickly tripped over a tin of Wick's brilliant white. So covered in paint and ready to faint, "I'll try again tomorrow," said Mo, with great restraint.
Wow. Woo!
I am available for CBeebies bedtime stories, should that be required.
Wow, Julia Donaldson wants her career back. Dom, are you still there? I mean, that's the first question I've got to ask. Okay. Dom, just give us any 3.
I got Wick's mint macaroon,
Yes. Good.
Lovely.
Wick's Ocean Drive,
Lovely.
and Wick's soft truffle.
You have
Very
got
good.
yourself a Wick's gift card, Dom. Well done. Coincidentally, I think Wick's have named some of these after my erotic dancing names from 2003.
Really? Oh, good.
Dusty Rose, Soft Truffle, Lion's Mane, Mint Macaroon. Please welcome to the stage, Mint Macaroon. Dom, lovely having you tuned in, mate. Enjoy your weekend. We'll get you your gift card.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers, Dom. I bet Dom didn't think that was going to happen on his Friday morning, did he? That was all thanks to Wick's. Don't miss out on their new range of paint colours. Plus, they have expanded their range of paint brushes and rollers, so you can shop the whole project in one handy place.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show Podcast. Absolute Radio.
And that's it for your Friday morning. Of course, I can't say the F word without saying Sky VIP Friday. And this week, Sky VIPs could go to an exclusive screening of the unmissable musical Follies, filmed live on stage at the National Theatre, #KeepTheArtsAlive. It's an amazing production of a classic musical. You can find out more in the My Sky app, and there's other details and more fantastic prizes to be won on our website, which is absoluteradio.co.uk, all thanks to Sky VIP. Yeah, you know me. And if you do know me, you know I wouldn't let you head into the weekend without a new edition of the Daily Podcast. Matt, the bell has been ringing left, right and centre. It's been quite the show today to finish off the week. So the choice is yours. Will it be named I've Been Animating a Swedish Pop Group, You, Last of the Summer Wine times Tron, Putting the G in Foraging, It's Gangster, yes, but is it hygienic, Swag Mode enabled? There's a hierarchy of management here at Bauer Media, or are you really 27 years old?
It's great to hear you squirming. But I think Thug Life Friday, Swag Mode Enabled should be the title today.
100% agree. Swag Mode Enabled is the title of the brand new podcast. Matt mentioned it was nice to see me squirm. I did the lie detector test earlier this morning. You can see the video of that because Matt's so sick and twisted. He had the whole thing filmed across the Absolute Radio socials. Know this, we're going to be back on Monday at 6 a.m. as always. So stay safe, stay entertained, enjoy your weekends. Arrivederci.
The Dave Berry Breakfast Show Podcast with Wickes. Let's do it right. Podcast done. Absolute Radio.